What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and I'm here with one of the originators, the brain trust behind the power rating system, if you will. Bob, one of four who helped massage the power ratings into their initial form. So, Bob, how are you doing? And what do you think about this Jesse the Body we're about to give some numbers to?
What's up, Lee? I couldn't help it. It's great to be here. I'm stoked to finally be able to do a power rating with you. I was here last week doing a couple of them while you guys were dealing with some family time, which I think is just wonderful. And I'm stoked now that I get to be here alongside you doing one of these power rankings live as an official content creator. This is going to be a blast. Man, I don't know how to say it other than what I was just thinking about. The reason we have these power rankings is so we can see the top of the top and maybe not so much. And we might be more towards that second side of things today, but that's what the rankings is going
Maybe.
to help us find out.
Well, I think Jesse will surprise some people. If you saw our breakdown video, you know there's one moveset that really does some things. You just got to have a couple things. Not too super rare, but this is how I'm going to run them. And then, if Bob wants to, like, hey, what if we did this instead? We can. We only rate one moveset, because that way they're not like a mishmash of all sorts of stuff. But this is what I'm starting with. We've got the Chest Rake. It is a 7 MP yellow move. Deal damage, make the bottom row into Pyro Gems, and then that makes everything into Protect Gems above that. The Arm Drag, 7 MP yellow, deal damage, makes 7 Pyro Gems yellow. And then the Canadian Backbreaker Finisher, deal damage, make 49 random gems blue, pin the opponent, and Hardcore, if the opponent's class is Striker, deal damage, increase your blue gem damage by 120%. So, I am going to run this move against Zombie Sammy, and then I will run this move set against Big Papa Pump, because there's kind of a fairness thing that we need to see in that. Entourage, you're going to need Braun Breaker. We've gone back and forth with the community on whether he is rare. We can revisit that in the ratings when you vote tonight, but 4 blue, 4 yellow. Then you're going to need this Glamazon here. Powerhouse, Beth Phoenix. Yellow moves start with 2, blue moves start with 1. And Santa Hogan. You need all of them, or you've got better put him on your top line in feud. And then anybody who does blue gem damage. You could also use the Tusos for protect gem damage, but this Steve Austin is much less rare, and this will still keep us in the range. The other thing you need on it, and by the way, we always rate with a 100% gem damage strap, so if you got 150 for him, which is somewhat easy to acquire this month, he's going to hit harder than this, but this is just a 100, and Fury 2s, not Fury 3s. But the big thing is you need the Let Me Talk to You plate. Whenever you make 4 or more Pyro, increase your blue gem damage by 300%. And you need the Thugonomics plate. Whenever you break 3 or more yellow, get 3 more blue. So I've talked a lot. What do you think about this this build and how we're going to inevitably run it?
So for me, this was the go-to when I got this guy as our content creator start of the month. This is pretty much the go-to way of running him. So I'm
Well, good.
looking forward to see what we can do.
All right, yeah, this is how you're gonna get him. Now, you do have a chance to cascade, but if you didn't see, I threw down the Pyros. They automatically go on the bottom row. I threw down the Pyros a second time after I broke them with this. Do not hit the yellow move a second time, otherwise you're going to cascade. Go straight to the finisher on the second round. Hold on, I'm gonna cough. Excuse me. And that's going to make 49 gems, which is the board, into blue. And because we're facing a striker, you're going to also increase your blue damage by 120%. I'll show it against Papa Pump real quick because it's pretty fast. But it's fairly easy to do, and it hits for, well, that was only 57 million. I hit for 80 million before. What did I do wrong that time?
Yeah, I think that that's about on par with what we're looking at. I think it might have been the pyro gems not being enough of them. I don't know.
No, I mean it only needs 4 to proc the LA Knight plate twice, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it was a rounding error before, but I don't usually round by 20 million off. Well, let me go up against Papa Pump because that's definitely not going to hit for 57 million against a non-striker, but at least you can see it. But this is kind of, I mean, this is your B tier character, right? So unless you have those rare moments like where Batista ends up being way better than anybody thought, your B tier character usually doesn't hit 60 million or above.
No. That is why we have the different tiers here and the different power in the power ranking.
Yeah. All right.
So let's see.
Same thing here. This time it will not buff him by 120%. So this one should be, if it keeps consistent, should be about 46 million-ish. Oh, no, not even. That was 28 million.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yowzers.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, that's okay though. That's why we do these. So I would have to go back and see what I did on the break it down video. I might have used 150. I don't usually use the 150 percent belts or whatever, but still, yeah, that's. I mean, Bob, unless you got a better way to run him, I don't really see other movesets that I'm super impressed with on him for damage.
No, I mean, I tried the reinforces and I tried the sub and like I hate to say this. He's got moves. All right? That's that's what it comes down to, but no, the way you run it is that's the way to run it.
Yeah, I'm just doing one more to trust but verify. That was 28 million, so yeah, unless we count going up against, although he did win. That is nice, but unless we count going up against a striker as a bonus rare thing, I think 28 million, 30 million give or take is what we're going to have to rate him at.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I'm with you. The only thing you can maybe argue is
there we go.
Is the damage against the striker.
Yeah, I mean, Champions Creed faction checking in. What's going on, Platinum Patrick? Slim Numbers! What's up, everybody? Make sure you follow Slim Numbers on YouTube. Makes some very good content as well. So, all right. I just wanted to make sure chat didn't have anything. They were like, you guys are missing it. You should do this. But yeah, there's nothing there. So, the way that the damage category works, and Bob we made this change. We used to have his power, but then, power ratings, and the first one being power was trippy. So we just changed it to damage. So the damage category, 100% of the current meta's top end damage. Like not the very top end, but like where the top end begins, we have it 60 million. I got some conversation with you about that later if we get time. He did not hit 60 million. That would have been a 5. 4 would be 80% of that, which he also didn't hit that. Yeah. So A tier, which would be 3 points, is equal to 60% or more of the current meta's top end damage. I'm not a big numbers guy, Bob. How much is 30 million out of 60?
That would be that'd be 36 million if we hit 60%. So
he's a 2.
I don't think he hit that either.
Daggum, man. Wow. Yeah, so we'll hit 28 mil except against strikers, and then we can wrestle with that here in a minute. But yeah, that's a 2. That's a 2. I was really thinking he'd get that 5, but I apparently can't recreate however I got that 180 million hit, apparently.
Yeah,
well.
Against the striker, you can argue the 4, but...
Yeah. Oh, geez. Well, okay, so speed. For a 5, at least 2 of the following would need to be true. MP charge is equal to or lesser than 6. That is not true. Moves recycle flawlessly. Yeah, that's fine. Animations are quick, resulting in a win in feud in under 45 seconds. Bob, are you going to take Uncle Jesse to feud and win in 45 seconds or less this weekend?
No, I am not.
I didn't think so either. Yeah.
No,
Can you win with him in under 60 seconds in feud?
If you get lucky.
Okay, so what you're saying is we start at maybe a 3, 8 or more MP, but can be offset with common trainers. That's true. He's 7s. Move recycles most of the time. That's true. Animations are not overly long, resulting in a win in 1 to 2 minutes in feud. Do you think that best describes our speed for Uncle Jesse?
Yeah, it pains me to say it, but yeah, I think that's the way.
Yeah, this is the way. All right, so it's a 3. Dang, man. He's not hitting road dog numbers yet, but, I mean, hold on. We're not there just yet. So for readiness, for a character to be ready, let's out the box. They are ready to go. You don't need much to make them sing. A 5 would mean they need 0 to 1 special things. For a 4, they need 2 special things. For a 3, it's 3, and for a 2, it's 4. So special things would be rare trainers, special plates that aren't very easily accessible, gear, moments, those type things. I'm going to build a quick poll here, Bob, but tell me your thought on his readiness ranking.
So I'm looking at the setup that we have here, and obviously gem damage isn't a big deal. That's stunning Austin. That's fine. I think Beth Phoenix is not too terribly rough of a trainer to come by.
She might be a little rare just because of, like, people don't have her. Do they still give her away anymore? She's not in the company, but I don't think she's rare. But
yeah, I have a hard time knowing, unfortunately, because even the amount of shards we might have now isn't the most accurate way of telling.
right.
I think I'm leaning with you on Braun, that there's a chance he could be rare. And that's a big reason why I'm telling people all the time now that he's on those prize walls. They have been giving out so many of his shards for such a small amount of prize wall that I'm hopeful people that don't have them can bring them home. But for sure, that LA Knight plate,
That's
that's a rare thing.
Yeah.
And I know that there's a lot of people out there that do not have that regular MP plate, that yellow to blue.
Interesting.
That might not be an expensive thing, but that is not the most common thing that people will just have laying around.
Okay.
So I'm starting at least 2 rare things and possibly 3.
Baby Ice said, "Am I the only one who voted? I hope not. I mean, Baby Ice is the unofficial. Wow, yeah, well, okay, there we go. Now people are starting to vote. Maybe they were just waiting for Bob to give his explanation first, because.
Maybe.
But yeah, it is a Flash Feud weekend, so engagement's a little bit lower on some of these, but still, yeah. SM Gordo. Now we have an argument over who was the first one there, but that's hilarious. So far, 100% on 3. That is signifying that you say or believe that Braun is a rare thing, the LA Knight plate is a rare thing, and then either Beth Phoenix or the plate, the regular plate, is a rare thing. But yeah, not as many votes as normal, but yes, it's definitely community went 3, and I think they got it right.
Yep.
I wouldn't give him too much beyond that for this one. Oh, this is where it's going to get fun though, guys. Okay, just confirmed my hit on the Break It Down video was because of the striker boost. Thank you. I don't have Twitch app. I appreciate that. And I did call it out because even the title of the video is like, he can hit this, but like it wasn't like every day. Like I try to give people their consistent numbers. That was not a consistent number, obviously. All right, versatility. So for a 5 in versatility, characters competitively usable in feud, boss, and showdown. And anymore, everybody has special gem types, so that's almost irrelevant. For a 4, characters competitively usable in 2 of those 3 modes. For a 3, characters competitively usable in just 1. Maybe they're a feud specialist, or they're going to be a boss killer or something like that, but not really good in the others. For a 2, they're not really good in any competitive format, but you're going to use them in tours. And if it's a 1, the character is barely usable in anything. So, Bob, while I'm getting this poll going again, tell me what you think. What modes are you going to, say, I've got to use Jesse Ventura as my main guy?
I feel so bad. I hate giving anybody the worst score, but I don't think I can rationalize not giving him a 1 here.
Oh my gosh. You're
I,
not even thinking that you're going to use him in tours or
I
blitzes?
no, man. Oh god, it's so bad. We just went over so many showboats under the sun.
That's
Um
true.
and he does not even come close to cracking like the top 20 in the class.
Oh,
And
okay.
like
That's fair though.
the legends, man, this
You're
is
going to use
tough.
Apollo Creed over him if you got
Oh,
Apollo. You're going to
I
use
would
Showboat
I,
Kevin Owens over him if you got Showboat Kevin Owens.
I would use Santa over him at 5-star gold.
At 4-star gold because nobody can get tokens of him?
Yes, yes, I would. I
Oh,
would.
man.
It's is he usable? Yes, he's usable. But would I go out of the way to use him? I don't think anyone's gonna use him once this month is over. It's tough.
Right? What's
Tough.
up, Chef Boricua? And yes, Jabroni says he's at least usable, and 2 does say capable of winning in
Okay.
tours. But
I I will concede and say I could see it too.
that's a that's a pretty big concession there. Like, yeah, I think he might be a 2. Well, you know
Oh,
what's
Lord.
hilarious is one of our better performing early power rating videos was when we did Powerhouse Nia Jax,
Oh
and then
my
right after
goodness.
that they let us give her away at 6-star gold, and then they started requiring her for stuff, and we got this like stigma of like, oh my gosh, don't let Champions Chat power rate any crappy characters again. They're going to require them. So if Jesse Ventura is required for the next 6 months, it's 2 Bob's fault. I mean, it's my
I
fault.
Hey, listen, I'm willing to take that hit. I don't want it, but I'm willing. It's my fault.
The community did say he's a 2, and
Okay,
yeah, we'll
I
say
concede.
he can win tours. That's going to be what we put right there. So,
Yeah, I would be putting
uh,
"can" in all caps, underline "can."
yeah, he can win tours. Not guaranteed, but he can win them.
Oh
Wow.
Lord.
Well, the last category, and then we're going to wrap this one, I think, fairly quick, is the Entourage ability. This is always the one that is a make or break for a lot of characters, and honestly, it's got to make him. Usually it breaks great characters that you're like, yeah, but the training ability sucks. If his isn't amazing, he's in trouble. So his trainer ability at 31k, trap gems, is that 31? Oh yeah, not 35.
Yeah,
I didn't notice that. It is
yeah.
31. Trap gems do 100% more damage. Red moves start with 2 more MP, which I'll show you in a few is pretty useful for Alexa Bliss. But talk to me about this one, Bob. Who are you thinking that training ability is for, and how do you like it?
So here's my thinking, and my understanding is we are trying to rank the entourage abilities very similar to one another. And so I went back
Typically,
to Tiffy Time
yeah,
because Tiffy Time has the same trainer, but instead
but
of
with
plus
black.
2 red MP, it is 2 black MP.
Yep, that's right.
And we ranked Tiffy at a 4. And I think the trap gem damage is actually very, very strong for some characters out there.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see this being something very usable
Yep.
for characters that have trap gems. So I would be remiss if I didn't suggest it as a 4 because it's just like Tiffy.
Yeah, and for a while there, we kind of made it a non-starter. It was like if we rated somebody that has similar moveset before, then we just straight up gave them that number. However, we have kind of gone back on that after a lot of chatter with the community. You know, different colors mean different things to people, etc. But I would base it primarily off that trap gem 100%. And you're talking a good number of people who use trap gems. Trap and red, you know, like I say, it's always helpful when we throw examples out there, like who are you using trap and red combination on?
So it sounds a little silly, but Powerhouse Kevin Owens is
Yep,
still a character that has
I
those
don't have.
moves. Well,
I'm still missing him.
I didn't mean to call you out there.
No, I'll throw myself under the bus and then drive over
Um,
me.
the new Hornswoggle has a
Oh,
damage per trap gem move.
missing
So
him.
he is a very capable character to use there as well. I know not a lot of people are using him because he's still rare, but it is essentially Cena month. Invisible
Yeah.
Cena has a bunch of trap gems, and he has red moves that load up the board for those trap gems. So there's some solid options out there for red MP and or trap gem damage.
Okay. Well, the community has landed, and they did agree with you that it's a 4, which is a good thing because his total score is 14, unless I
Ooh,
mismathed, which is
ooh.
hilarious. Because I haven't looked at him in a while, but if we go to the male visual sheet, down to Road Dog, 6 out of 25. Before that, our most relevant, lowest rated is Brutus Creed, and he is a 13 out of 14. So just barely kept Brutus Creed as my bottom modern character on this. So,
Wow. Ouch.
yeah. Ouch. Ouch, indeed. Like, there's
Eesh.
people who are running Huskus the Pig Boy at super high levels if they've
Oh
got some
yeah.
things. There's Batista who was free, and you did the re-rating video, and we conceded that yes, you were absolutely right on that. Like, is there any way we got this wrong and he's secretly a 25 out of 25? Like, tell me there's light somewhere at the end of this tunnel.
I the only thing I can see is that like we were talking that hardcore move. That's it. Unless there's like something in the future that's like if you use this move, make your opponent into a different class, and you can always make the person you're fighting into a striker. Like that's the only thing I can think of. Oh yeah. No,
Well, that's pretty damning, and we'll end it with Platinum Patrick's final word on this. We said, honestly, I'm not sure he's even better than Brutus. So,
oh
so
man.
the numbers don't lie. He is potentially he's 1 point higher than the worst free tier of the modern era. So. Let's rate
Yeah.
somebody else that's going to be a lot better than this, huh? What do you say?
Looking forward to it. This is why we do these.
That's right. Well, that's it for this video. Like the video, subscribe to both Champions Chat and at Tubob29 on YouTube. Be sure to check us out every week for more power ratings. And shout out to JD Nash for managing the nice landing page for the for the power ratings sheet. So that's it. Unfortunately, Jesse is just not living up to it. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.